You're in the process of licensing your product, and you have a great product and a wonderful list of potential companies. Now, it's time to pick up that phone and get your product in there. I know, a lot of people don't like making those calls. But guess what? You're not cold calling. And here's 4 reasons why. Check it out. Hi everyone, I'm Alex Reed, the founder of InventInsight, an online platform that offers affordable and free courses on the process of product development and licensing. And they're for anyone that's looking to get their product to market. And that's right, there is no cold calling when you are submitting your product to companies for interest. It's so amazing to me. All these years that I've been working with product developers and inventors, they work really, really hard. They have a wonderful product. And when it comes time to pick up the phone to get their product in there, they cringe, they balk. So today, we're going to take a look at 4 reasons why it is not cold calling. You're in the process of licensing your product, and it's time to pick up the phone and contact your list of companies to get your product in the door for review and possible interest. Now, I know that face. I've seen that on many inventors and product developers that I've worked with over the years. So here's what we're going to do. In this video, we're going to review 4 reasons why there's no cold calling when submitting your product to companies looking for invention ideas. And by the end of this video, you will not even think twice about picking up the phone and making that call. First, let's take a look at the definition of cold calling. It's the activity of calling or visiting a potential customer to try to sell them something without being asked by the customer to do so. Number 1, if a company takes outside innovations, the companies are asking for you to submit your product. They're expecting you to contact them. So the call is not necessarily unsolicited. Number 2, you do not want to pitch your product over the phone. Now, this is really important, and it's one of the biggest misconceptions and why people get cold feet when it comes to submitting their product and contacting companies. Now, you don't want to pitch your product over the phone because your product is visual, and you'll never be able to explain it, nor do you want to, without your visual aids, your sales sheet and or video. Think of it this way. Here's the guy on the other side of the call. He doesn't have any visuals. So he's going to rely on his images from his experiences. And what does this guy do? He creates, works with, and looks at products in your category every single day. So who knows what he's going to conjure up in his mind when you're talking about your product. It's too risky. So now we've established that you're not calling them to sell anything. So what are you doing? You are calling to get directions. You're asking them how to submit your product, who to send it to, and what's the best method of delivery. Basically, you're a delivery person. Now, I want to tell you something interesting. Whenever I'm working with someone and they say to me, Alex, I can't wait to start making those calls. I've been in sales my whole entire life, and I'm really good on the phone. I'm like, oh dear, we have some work to do. I mean, if I have to get somebody as a chaperone to sit next to them, they're not going to be pitching their product over the phone. So just remember, you're asking for directions on how to deliver your product. Number 3, You gotta love technology. In this day and age, you most likely will not be talking to a live person when you first call in. So you're going to need to understand how the new gatekeeper in town works, which is the voice over IP phone system, also known as VoIP. I'm sure that many of you have this type of phone system at work, but just in case, there's some things that I want to point out about it. One of the biggest is transparency, because this phone calls go through the internet and through your computer software. But what's interesting is that it's just like opening any other program on your desktop. You can see the calls, who's coming in, who's on the phone, and the system can run all kinds of reports. What's really nice is that it often works on any smart device. So people on the go, people moving around, people going home on the train, they're going to want to read their emails and they'll have access to their inbox on their smart device. Now, what I really want to talk about is the benefits and the features of this phone system, because there's some really good benefits for using this phone system to get into a company. And here's the things that you really need to know. First, caller ID. The system, if you call and hang up and call and hang up and call and hang up, the system is going to start to identify you and tag you as spam call, and they can block it. So don't do that. It's not going to really work in this day and age. What's nice about the system is the extensions, because remember, maybe some of you don't, but remember, if there's just one receptionist that is handling and is the gatekeeper for all the departments and you're calling and you can't get past her, it's going to be really tough to get past her. When you have a plethora of extensions, you just keep trying those extensions until you get a person on the phone that is going to be willing to help you out. And if you don't have a particular name of somebody you're trying to reach in that company, which often we don't, I always try to get the sales department, because the sales department is generally a very friendly sales department. They hop on those calls and they like to talk. And if you can't get to the sales department, my next favorite department, believe it or not, is accounting, because they don't generally get phone calls and they certainly don't get lost people. So they always send me to where I really, really wanted to go in the first place. So that's a little tip right there. Now, there's no spam filters, which is great. The other thing that I love is that voicemail gets transcribed into an email. And after all, if we had their email and we could email them, that's what we'd want to do. It's really important because the voicemails get turned into emails, and those emails get to the right person, or what's really nice is they get forwarded to the right person. I actually like the VoIP phone system. I prefer it, to be honest with you. So what this means is crafting your voice message is key. And I suggest you keep it short and to the point, speak slowly, and repeat your contact information. And it's really good to practice this. Call yourself and leave a message over and over again and get very comfortable in leaving voice messages, because remember, they're going to be transcribed and turned into emails. Number 4, your sales aids. Your sales sheet and or video do the selling for you. That's the key of licensing your product. Your sales aids and your video will show them the benefits and some of the features of the product. So make sure that your sales aids are very persuasive. So when does the conversation start? It's when a company likes the potential of your product, aka possible interest. That is when you will be talking with them on the phone about your product. but it's not a cold call at this point. So there's no cold calling when submitting your product to companies looking for invention ideas. So pick up that phone and get your product into those companies for a potential licensing deal so you can make royalties from your ideas. If you want to learn more about the submission process, check out our website, and we'll also have links below for other YouTubes on this subject. I hope you found today's video helpful. Please comment below. We would love to hear from you. And if you want to see more videos like this, hit that subscribe button and click on the little bell to hear about any upcoming videos we post here on our InventInsight YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.